So what I really wanted to do was to make the kind of film that I enjoyed watching when I was a teenager. Science fiction thrillers, ultra violent, ultra gory, really nasty, a little bit stupid, but incredibly good fun. So that was really, if you like, the DNA, the lifeblood behind this. And also I wanted it to be inflected by the video games that I played during the 80s. You know, very clean lines, very blocky, very machine-like, targeting geometry, warnings, damage readouts, humans reduced to blips.
What the hell?
What is that?
You don't want to wait to find out. Run. Run! Go, go, go!
There's a real affection in DRAGN for lo-fi systems, chunky tech, harsh colors, blunt information, and the human mess underneath. You know, kind of a good old-fashioned vintage fun, basically. The other thing is just to say, I mean, it was incredibly good fun to shoot. You know, this is one of the locations that we shot in, which is the headquarters of Mantis.
Action!
There are some serious ideas in there as well. I mean, I'm fascinated by the way that drones have completely changed warfare, and also just the creeping machinization of everyday life, because you've got AI which is coming in, which is really beginning to displace people and dehumanize people, I think. And so there's that kind of feeling of alienation, of extermination, and there's a kind of creeping dread and a horror about that really inflects the movie.
You're failing our customers, you're failing my company, and worst of all, you're failing me. Now, as you know, AI machines provide a viable economical solution. So either learn to work together, or I'll replace you with them.
Because of you.
But the important thing is that it's gory, it's fun, it's violent, I think it's the perfect movie for anyone who's spent far too long, like I have, sitting in front of the TV playing video games. In games, the world is a level. In DRAGN, the forest becomes a level. Routes are closed off, hazards appear, you get funneled into encounters.
Do you think they have animals here?
Oh, you know, just wolves and bears. Big bears and big wolves.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
What does this sign say with the skull and crossbones?
Danger of electrocution.
It's not electrified right now, is it?
Come on.
Let's see.
Whoa! Hey! What? Hey, help! Come on! Wait, help! What?
The drone's logic is basically video game logic. Identify target, acquire, pursue, eliminate. No guilt, no confusion, just a loop.
It's okay. I know he's...
The contrast that fascinates me is that machine logic is very clean, but the human consequences are muddy, panicked, bloody, and violent.
Ouch!
Drone doesn't have any way to express itself, so we developed the scorpion tail, and it just helped with just showing some expression. When it gets angry, like a scorpion, the tail comes up. Otherwise, the drone doesn't really sort of express itself.
So in a sense, what you're saying is you have to think about it not only as a killing machine, but as a character in the film.
Yeah, it's one of the main, you know, yeah, it has to. It was my main character.
Oh, okay, for you, it's the star of the film.
Cast who you like for the other roles.
DRAGN, pay attention. Acknowledge. Protocol 27-4. Activate passive mode.
Protocol denied. Override! Override!
There's a particular 80s attitude I love, the seriousness of the characters inside something that's slightly ridiculous. It really makes the tone pop.
Everyone, get here, now!
Dickless has got another phone.
Dickless?
Oh, man. That's a serious breach of protocol, my friend.
And we did the whole thing in 2 weeks for an ultra low budget. We used very, very few digital effects. The whole idea was to really come up with that analog kind of feel of mid-80s filmmaking. So we actually constructed a real monster, if you like, that existed, rather than doing it in VFX.
You can see this morning, even though we've shown people renderings of this thing,
Yeah.
and I even had a cardboard cutout, not until everybody turned up this morning, and it's not painted yet.
Yeah.
But you can see on the actors' faces, like, wow.
let's just look at this over here. If you walk this way, I feel like a TV host. So what is this for?
So originally we were thinking we would just puppet this with like a marionette.
Yeah.
But obviously it's got so big. So I thought if we just use the camera jib, basically we have this that we can then CG out. That's where the CG comes in.
Is to remove out.
Yeah.
So we're going to just explain. So the beast is going to be suspended here. Yeah. And then you can extend this and back. You can lift it up and down, so you can maneuver it into shots.
Yeah. You see the pipe on the drone there. That's where that's going to be.
All right. But that
same pipe.
But that is something which you guys are now gonna, well, maybe not now, when it's built, you're gonna be rehearsing so that we can understand exactly what we can and can't do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And so there's a very pleasing low budget ethos to it. And rather than try and pretend that we were some vast big budget film, we lent into that and just tried to make something that was as much fun as possible. And that's really the whole thing for me. I just remember really clearly, you know, sitting with a bunch of friends when I was 15, 16 years old and watching these ridiculous Canon, you know, Troma, Galan Globus, exploitation films. The best of which were things like, I guess, Predator and RoboCop, but those had big budgets. And there's a great pleasure, and there's just, I guess that I have a real trash aesthetic at the heart of it. I've made a lot of different kind of movies over the years. I've done very kind of highfalutin things, you know, but also I've got a lot of trash DNA. And so really being able to do that and just to run around and have fun in the forest was a fantastic thing. I mean, at heart, it's a survival movie. You know, there's a bunch of people who get together and one by one, they are relentlessly hunted down and picked off and dispatched in increasingly disgusting ways. I miss when sci-fi could be gritty and tactile, not the kind of clean, you know, ultra-modern aesthetic you have nowadays because of digital effects. So that gritty, tactile nature, sparks, smoke, metal, mud, it's not just immaculate screens and polite visuals. I like the feeling of film as a machine. It starts, it grips, it escalates, it ends. DRAGN is built to be that kind of machine.
You goddamn... Leave them alone!
You're fired.
So the idea was to lean into that straight-to-video exploitation, kind of balls-to-the-wall type feel, and to make something that is as fun and as punchy as possible. Sometimes the movie's a bit silly, sometimes it's incredibly violent, you know, sometimes it's thrilling. It has its own aesthetic. At its best, I think it reminds me of the films that I loved to watch when I was a kid. And you just see this fantastic illustration on the box. And what you would watch would never quite live up to what was on the box, but you had an awful lot of fun. So that's the vibe.